Okay, so I want to talk about VA home loan certificates for a moment. This is a question that I got from a friend that's also a realtor, and she was asking me, well, what are some of the obstacles that you faced when using the VA home loan certificate? And I'm going to just share some personal experiences and also some things that I've picked up in addition to along the way. Major considerations involve around the areas of the appraisal, the inspection, moving in, living in the house, homesteading. Also the perception around the sellers and other folks involved in the transaction of using a VA home loan certificate, and also very importantly the lender that you choose. Now, as far as the appraisal with the VA home loan certificate, and this is also the case with other types of loans in some cases, but if you agree on a price and all of a sudden now you've got the VA approved appraiser, not a regular appraiser, but a VA approved appraiser, comes in and says, no, your house is not worth that. This house is not worth that amount. Well, the VA will only lend you up to that amount, so you're going to have to work something else out in that case. Another major area for the inspections are the functionality of the home. It's got to basically do the basics of what a house is supposed to do. A house is supposed to be secure. You got to be able to lock it up and be safe inside. The VA is not going to allow a loan to go through if the doors don't lock, if the windows are cracked, and things like that. So understand that when you go to walk through the home. Other things to look at too. The roof is going to be inspected. It needs to be functional within its life cycle, and no leaks and things like that. Anything outside of their criteria is going to have to be fixed before the deal is allowed to go through. Also, the electrical is important. It needs to be up to code. The heating needs to be sufficient for all the rooms. And in Florida, it sounds kind of silly because it's so hot here, but you have to have sufficient heating for all the square footage of the house. Other considerations are like the foundation. If there's cracks in the foundation, if there's large turtles that are nesting under the house, anything that can compromise the integrity of the foundation, these things need to be rectified before the VA is going to allow that to go through. Now, when you're going to buy a home with a VA home loan certificate, you need to do this with the intent of moving into this house. This has to be your primary residence. You have to homestead here in order to qualify for the VA home loan certificate. So a realtor should ask that question, what are you going to do with the house? Because if it's an investment property or a vacation home or second home or something like that, well, it's got to be primary. Another important area is the perception out there of sellers, other realtors, and anyone else involved in the transaction of the sale. There's a lot of perception, a big perception out there. The VA home loan certificate is difficult to use and it's hard for the loan to go through, or that they may fall through, or that they're not as secure as other loans. Even though this is false, VA home loans are more secure than in many cases in other types of loans. Folks just don't understand them, and they feel like, I don't know if I want to accept this type of offer. I would rather wait for a conventional. So this is something that you, well, as a realtor, you will have to face this and work with this on behalf of your client. And the other thing is the lenders that you choose. Not all lenders are aware of the details of a home loan certificate, the things that you can do with the home loan certificate or the things that you can't do. Also, lenders should be aware of disabled veterans. Service-connected disabled veterans have additional benefits that should be taken into account when doing their debt-to-income ratio. So you want to make sure that you have a lender that understands this and understands how to work with in these cases. I do know a lender that I work very well with, and I can give a recommendation if you like. But for now, if you have any questions at all about using the VA home loan certificate, give me a call. My name is Joe Capra, and my phone number is 772-999-1979.